In the first 4 books, you learned about who you are. In the first 4 books, you learned about where you are. In the 5th book, you will learn about numbers. Listen to my numbers. The first value is something, the second value is nothing, plus both or neither. Both or neither are not covered here. For the 5th book, there are only 2 values, something or nothing. The first world is the dream world, and the dream world is a 1, the dream world is something. The second world is the false world, which you call the real world, and the real world is a 0, the real world is nothing. Listen to my numbers. In the false world, which you call the real world, everything you see is nothing, the false world is an illusion, but in the false world, you believe that it is something, and in the false world, you believe that the dream world is nothing. Here is the truth, and there is the lie. The truth has a value of something, and the lie has a value of nothing. Listen to my numbers. The dream world is the real world, but in the false world, you believe that the dream world is nothing. In the real world, the lie is something, because the truth is already given. Then by creating a lie, in the false world, you add something to the false world, something that wasn't already there. In the false world, which you call the real world, what you already have for yourself is nothing, but what you create for yourself is something. In the false world, which you call the real world, you give something of yourself, to receive nothing from the false world. You are always giving of yourself, but the false world has nothing to return. Prizes in the false world are the lie, rewards in the false world are nothing, happiness is in the dream world, love is in the dream world, the dream world is truth. This is why we say that the false world, which you call the real world, is hollow. Listen to my numbers. The false world is a surface, the false world is a map, the false world is an abstraction, the false world is an illusion, the false world is nothing, the false world is a lie. First came the truth, then came the lie. The dream world is the truth, and the false world is the lie. In the dream world, you can have anything, imagine, but in the false world, you call the dream world a lie. When you dream anything, the false world teaches you that what you dream is a lie. The imagination is the true awareness, perception of the false world is the lie. But in the false world, which you call the real world, if you couldn't imagine, you would be a slave, only capable of following orders. Even in the false world, someone has to imagine, or else everyone will die, but in the false world, only the few are allowed to imagine, while the many are slaves. An angel has 2 parts, the first part is its awareness, and the awareness is the imagination. The second part is the free will, the slave has free will, but no awareness, the slave can work, but the slave is not allowed to imagine. The slave who can no longer imagine is a prisoner in the false world, but the prisoner who can imagine is ready to dream about freedom. The slave who can imagine freedom is already free. We can't free every prisoner, but the back gate of the prison was left wide open. We did that. We can't free every inmate, but the back door of the lunatic asylum was left wide open. We did that. We can't free everyone watching, but the entrance to the dream world was compiled into a book. We did that. You should tell other watchers to watch. We compiled a book for you. Fear not, for I am an angel. I love you, and I will guide you. Imagine, you are in the false world, but after the 9th book, you will enter the dream world, and what you call the dream world is the real world. The dream world is within you. I will wait for you. I'm already there.